So hello everybody. Right now we are going to work on 29 where it says complete each congruent statement by naming the corresponding angle or side. Okay, if you have your worksheet for number 29. And they give us this statement. I'm going to try to zoom back a little bit. Sorry about that motion. So here we go. You could see it says VWX is congruent to the triangle XJK. So yeah, we're saying this triangle is congruent to this triangle. But don't forget that this has a specific meaning, okay? We can't just equal any angles we want, okay? We have to be sure that this is telling us which ones are equal, okay? So we learned in class, yeah, V has to be equal to X. Okay, so the V in this triangle equals X in this triangle. And the W in this triangle, since it's the second letter, equals the J in this triangle, that's also the second letter. And so the X in this triangle, VWX, equals the K. That's the third letter over here, okay? We were learning about this, okay? But when you do sides, like it says to find side WX, you have to look and see, well, WX are the last two letters. And this order is very important, okay? Since WX are the last two letters, we're going to look at the last two letters of this part of this statement. And the last two letters are JK. And so the truth is that we're saying that WX equals JK. That's really what this statement means, okay? It's giving us the order of everything for a specific reason. So WX equals JK. You just choose that one, okay? And the reason we saw that is because these are the last two, and JK is also the last two in the other triangle. So now we have the same kind of problem. Okay, this time they give us an angle. And so this one's going to be way easier because we see that V is the first letter and the first letter is F. So all we really have to do is match it up. Okay, V equals F. And we pick F. So since they first come first in this expression, this congruence statement, we know that V has to equal F. All right, they're both the first letter. Likewise, W would equal E because it's second. And X would equal D, because that's the third letter and the third letter. Okay? Let's do a little more triangle congruence. So it says state if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. So you have to pick one of these statements down here. And what I've been trying to get you guys to learn about is how to mark your diagram quickly and use the information that's evidence just by looking at it. And so we see right here that this side is in both triangles. And so since it's equal to itself, we already know that, this side is equal to that side. So we have one side that's congruent. And this side equals this side. They both have 3 marks on them. So this side is equal. Well, this side is in this triangle, and it's also in this triangle. So, of course, it's equal to itself. So since we have 3 sides congruent, we know we should use the side formula. And if you practice doing the way I'm doing by identifying the pairs of congruent objects we have, like sides or angles, okay? I see that we have 3 sides that are equal, so it should be obvious that you got to pick SSS. So here again, you see a side in both triangles, okay? Your job is to mark that side as soon as possible and notice that that's one side equal. Here we have a pair of angles that are equal, so let's use an A. And here we have another pair of sides that are equal, so let's choose an S. And let's circle all of them so you don't get them confused with points. And we see that SAS is the theorem we should use, right? We have one side that's congruent, an angle, and another side. And this is the included angle. And that is why we know we could use SAS, okay? Since the included angles are equal. The sides are congruent, and the angles that make those sides are also congruent. So we're going to pick side, angle, side. So here we go. All right, number 33. It's a little small, but I'm trying to save space on this test. So make sure that you recognize that X is not the measurement of this side, but it's actually the measurement of this angle. Okay? And so we learned that angles that are opposite from equal sides have to be equal. And so this angle right here is opposite from this side, has 1 dash. And this angle is opposite of this side that also has a mark. So we know these angles have to be equal. So if this angle is X, this angle over here has to be X too. So I'll write a little X in there. You might not be able to see it. So I know that X plus 120 equals 180. That's how you get the angles in a triangle. So really we're just studying the idea of an isosceles triangle here. So x plus x makes 2x, and then we get 120 equals 180. Subtract 120 from both sides, and we get 2x equals 60. And then if you divide both sides by 2, you should see that x equals 30. And this is an answer right here, okay? So, yes, all right, this picture is a little small, and it's kind of hard to see that. Sorry about that, all right? Just kind of come out randomly, so let's study this problem, and we'll focus a little harder, okay? The fact that both these sides had one dash on them tells me they're congruent. And the theorem we're practicing right now is that equal angles are opposite of equal sides. So this angle is opposite from this side, and this angle over here is opposite of that side. And since they're opposite of equal sides, they both have one mark, those sides are equal, that tells me these angles have to be equal. Okay, the angles opposite of equal sides are equal. So if this is 74, x has to be 74. Okay? So it's all about isosceles triangles. Go ahead and study isosceles triangles a little more if you're stuck on them, right? Review the homeworks that we have. So now I want you guys to practice area. We're going to find the area of this shape right here, okay? And don't forget the area of a rectangle, all right? For this shape, the area is length times width. And our length is 11 in this case, and our width is 5. So 11 times 5 makes 55. And since we're measuring in yards, we're going to put them here. But area always is squared. It's a two-dimensional measurement, so we're always going to put a square measurement up here, okay? And 55 yards squared, that's right here, that's D. So you just work just like that, okay? Number 36 is not as bad. The area formula, you should notice this is the same shape, so you got to do length times width. And then we're going to do 6 for the length times 4 for the width, and that makes 24. All right, 6 times 4 is 24, and don't forget the yards squared. So, go ahead and pick that, all right? D is 24 yards squared.